Hi everyone, so in this video we're going to review the EOP application. So you're going to go down to the third quadrant, supporting information. Click on that and it's going to open up the EOP application. You have 4 sections as I mentioned in the previous video. The first section is going to be personal information. The second section is going to be information about the parent and your financial status. Your third information is biographical questions, so essays. And the last section is recommendations. So you need 2 recommenders. One is a faculty from your campus, so it could be an instructor or a counselor, and the other one can be someone else, but it cannot be a family member. So maybe a high school teacher or your boss. I'm just going to review this section quickly and make sure that you put in your personal information. So the first question is asking if you're currently in an EOPS program. If you are not, you can click no. I clicked yes in Santa Barbara City College. Do you wish to apply to the EOP program? And this is for the Cal State. So if you say no, then you don't have to. And you can say yes, and you can work on the application now, or you can say yes, but I will return to the EOP questions. Please know that the application for EOP has different deadlines depending on the campus. It varies between December 4th and January 15th. If you previously attended a CSU, and if you did, if you were part of the EOP program. If you have not previously attended CSU, then this is not applicable. If you have and you were part of the program, say yes, and if not, say no. What educational programs you are part of? This is including high school and college, so say yes to whatever programs you were part of, say no to the ones that you were not. When you click on yes to any of these programs, it's going to ask you how many years you were involved. This is the family information section. So the first question is asking where you're going to live, on campus, off campus, with parents, etc. So click your answer. How many brothers and sisters are currently attending K through 12? Say your answer. How many brothers and sisters are attending college? How many brothers and sisters have a bachelor's degree? And what languages are spoken in the home? Following that, you have questions about financial assistance, so different programs. So the first question wants to know if in the last 10 years the family received public assistance programs such as CalWorks, CalFresh, Welfare, AFDC, TANF, Social Security, Disability, etc. Say yes or no. If you say yes, you're going to say how many years and then also specify the type of aid. The next question is asking if you or your family have ever participated in publicly funded programs such as subsidized housing, employment and training programs, or school lunch programs. Say yes if you did, say no if you did not. If you say yes, you also have to list what programs you participated in. Do you or any other children in the family work primarily to contribute to the household expenses? Please put something a little more tangible than what I wrote. You have 2,500 characters you can use, so you can write a full paragraph. I just wanted to give you an example. Just a reminder, every EOP program at the different CSU campuses has a different deadline. These deadlines vary between December 4th and January 15th. If you decide to submit the general CSU application and come back to the EOP application, make sure you do that before the deadline. Also, if you do return, then you'll have to go to the dashboard and click on the blue Submit My Changes button in order to make changes, and so that CSU Apply staff can get it. Only changes to the EOP portion are going to be permissible for the CSU application after you submit it. Click Save and Continue when you're ready. This section is going to ask you questions about your parents. Regardless of whether you are an independent or dependent student, you have to fill this section out. You have to make sure that you did the first portion, page 1, or none of your responses will be saved. That'll feel like a waste of time. So click yes if you have, and if you have not, please do portion 1 before you fill out this page. The first section is going to ask you about parent 1 or guardian 1, so you're going to say their name, what their occupation is, and what occupation they had past 10 years. And if you have a second parent, you're going to say yes, I have a second parent. You're going to get these 3 questions again: their name, occupation 10 years ago. Following that, you have a financial status section, so you're going to report the income for parent 1. How much money did they make in 2020? How much money did they make in 2019? And if you have a second parent, you're going to say how much money they made in 2020 and in 2019. If they're a stay-at-home parent, then you can say $0 because they're not making any money. Also include the size of the family. So this includes parents and anyone else that is in the house. Are you independent of parental support? If you're an independent student, you report all of your parent information, and then you go down to this section and report your personal information. If you say no, then you're a dependent student, and you save and continue to the next section. Section 3 is the EOP biographical questions. So you have 5 questions to answer. And this page also doesn't save if you didn't do the first page. So remember, you want to start with number 1, and then you can skip around. What I would recommend for this section is that you copy and paste these questions onto a Word document. When ready, copy paste it into this section. Remember, you have 2,500 characters, so read every question and be as thoughtful as you can with your answers. Remember, all of these biographical questions are going to be read by a committee, and the committee will decide if you get to participate in EOP. EOP Recommendations. So what you're going to do is you're going to click on the EOP recommendation request. Before you submit your recommender information, you want to touch base with that person and let them know that you would like them to do a recommendation for you for EOP. If they say yes, then you're going to put their information in here. Ask them what email address they would like for that recommendation information to go to, because they're going to get an email from the application asking them to fill out questions about you. Once you're done putting in the recommender's information, you're going to sign these waivers. Do you want to be able to access the recommendation? Yes or no? And yes, that person will know whether or not you're going to be able to access the recommendation. And then you're giving permission to contact the recommender, and you know that the EOP office may contact the person that you're listing. So once you check everything off, you're going to save and continue. Remember, you need 2 recommendations. One has to be a faculty member, so this can be a counselor or instructor at the college that you're at, and the other one can be somebody else, so maybe a high school teacher or someone else that you're close to, like your boss, but it cannot be a family member. That's it for the EOP section. Hope this was helpful.